What's up, guys? Nick Rapazzi here. Welcome to the Paradise C6 YouTube channel. Today we're going to be working on the Corvette. We finally got the last fitting in. This is 6AN90 to go right off the back of the fuel pressure regulator that's right there. And then that's pretty much it for the fuel system. And we'll be able to get this up to temperature because we now have the O2 sensors in and all that's ready to go. I'm going to tighten down the housing on the turbo so it doesn't move around while we get this thing hot and get this thing moving, because I basically just want to get this to idle, get it fully up to temperature, check to see if there's any exhaust leaks so we can finish the installation of everything. Because once everything checks out, we're going to heat wrap all this stuff. I got it's right over here. I got two 50-foot rolls of titanium heat wrap, so hopefully that'll do enough to get the manifolds heat wrapped, the downpipe heat wrapped, and we'll get the turbo blanket on and pretty much be set up for the injectors to come in. So we're just gonna let it idle with these stock injectors, and then I have 800cc Bosch injectors come in next week. So once those come in, we just gotta get the cold side done and we're done with this whole turbo kit. So I'm super excited. I do have a lot of little touch-up stuff that I have to do. I'm just gonna do that off camera, like I told you guys, with the gold tape and heat wrapping the hoses. We're gonna move these out of the way. But let's get into it. We're gonna get the fuel system done and let this thing idle, get up to temperature, and make sure everything's good.
Waiting for you. You were always taking time, baby, playing it through. I was calling out your name, put my eyes on the wall. You were
Alright guys, so everything's hooked up, everything's plugged in. We're gonna see if this thing has actually got some battery power to start, and then if not, we'll jump start it. Saying no fob detected. That's cool. Putting it in the glove compartment. It's probably dead. Yeah, it's dead as hell. All right, let me get the Bronco hooked up to this, get this thing jumped, and see if this thing fires up. Alright guys, we got the Bronco hooked up. That battery cable says it's charging at 14.3. So let's see if this thing will actually fire up here. Well, we got power. It's not saying no key fob detected. Oh, that's still kind of dead. Alright guys, it's idling now. What I did wrong is I put the new map sensor on because it's 2.5 bar for boost, and I guess it's got to be tuned for the car, because once I put the old one back in, it fired right up. But let's check the fuel pressure. We got way too much fuel pressure, like 70 pounds here. Right at 50. You guys can see that right there. It's at 50. right, guys, so it's idling at like 14.3, which is that's pretty good. When I do hit the gas, it goes like 13, but it's almost up to temp. We're just under like 200 right now, and fuel pressure's good, oil pressure's good, temp's good. It's charging right. Just gonna let it get up to full temp, and then we'll check everything over, and then hopefully everything's good. All right, guys, so we got it up to temp. I let it idle there for probably about 10 minutes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let it cool down, let it do its thing. Once everything's cool to touch, I'm gonna fire it back up again, and we'll get this thing through another heat cycle just to see if anything changed, anything moved around, and if we have to adjust anything. I'm just glad that there's no fuel leaks or anything like that. I do want to let it cool down because I was noticing with it like vibrating and it on, I shoved this pipe in here because the radiator heater core hose was touching the downpipe and I didn't want it to melt it. So I shoved this in there just to get it out of the way. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna end up just grabbing a couple zip ties and just zip tying it up so it just doesn't do anything. We are gonna move these out of the way completely once the hose and the extensions that I ordered come in, just to get those moved on. And again, I'm gonna do that off camera. It's just a bunch of just little tedious stuff that you guys don't need to see. So the next video will probably just be the cold side, probably towing it to John so we can get that done. But let me let this cool down to touch, move things around that I need to, and then we'll fire this thing back up and let it heat cycle again. All right, guys, so we're doing the second cool down right now. I already heated it up, got it up to temperature, and I'm gonna install the boost gauge now. I was looking at this and I told you guys I wanted to do push lock fittings, but the way this boost gauge is it doesn't allow for a push lock. This doesn't actually come off. It's actually part of the housing itself. So it kind of sucks it's because it's mechanical, but we'll get this all hooked up. I'm gonna put this in now while we're waiting for this to cool down just so we can get some stuff done. And it comes with a T. So we're gonna tee it right into the fuel pressure regulator because it's the same size for the boost reference coming off the side of it. So we'll do that, and then I think what I'm gonna do is, because I bought this block, but I'm not gonna end up using it because I have a source right here for the blow-off valve, and for the wastegate, I'm just gonna do a push lock fitting right to the front of the turbo housing right here for that. So we'll do blow-off valve, T to there. I'm gonna cut this off and put an NTP fitting, and then we pretty much just have to run that. And I'm gonna use this fitting that came with this block because I'm not gonna end up using this block now, but I probably will be able to use this on the Datsun, so I'm gonna save this for the Datsun and get that all plumbed up, and then we'll figure out where we're gonna put this. Basically, I just gotta get a 1/8 inch NPT tap, and we'll tap it right into the manifold itself and be done with it. So let's get the gauge in, throw you guys into a time lapse while we do that, and then we'll get these vacuum lines. Guys, we have everything hooked up. I basically just tapped into the sensor down here. Everything's working fine on this. I'm going to fire it up, make sure that the sensor's working still, and make sure both gauges are working properly. So let's see if this thing actually works. All right, guys, so we got the boost gauge in, all the lines are ran. The vacuum lines ran right to here. We're just gonna leave this chilling here until I figure out where I wanna get the boost reference for that and the fuel pressure regulator, and buttoning up everything with the push lock fittings. So all this stuff's gonna get push lock fittings. I just ordered them. They should be here next Friday as well with the injectors. So we'll do all that stuff together. And then all we got left is the cold side. So we'll figure out the cold side, figure out what we're gonna do with that. And I'm gonna put everything else back together. The next video, we're gonna do the heat wrap on the turbo manifolds and make sure that there's no leaks or anything on this. And then we're pretty much done with everything. So I hope you guys enjoyed this update and the little buttoning up stuff today. If you got any questions again on this, drop them in the comments below. If you haven't liked this video already, please hit that thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, we're getting really, really close to hitting that 2.2. And if you haven't checked out the long tube header giveaway, we still got the long tube headers just chilling right there. As soon as we hit 3,500 subscribers, we're gonna give those away to one of you guys. So check that video out if you haven't. And again, any questions, drop in the comments below. Hope you guys are having a good week. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.